Hey guys, what's up? Russ here. Today I will be doing the top 25 comics in my collection. Brother, I've got some bangers here. Alright, let me back up a little bit to get this whole book in camera. This is a Treasury edition, and it is Superman versus the Amazing Spider-Man. Picked this beauty up at Heroes Con a couple of years ago, and so happy to have this book in my collection, man. This was the first Marvel and DC crossover ever. I'm trying to collect them all. Still got a long ways to go, but let's move on with this list. I think I can safely move this a little bit closer, and you guys probably see the next one up on the list. We have Spawn issue 1, the first appearance of Spawn. And yeah, this is not a good angle with the light. There we go, that's a little better. But years ago, my mom actually bought this book for me, brought it home. It was one of the books I ended up selling back in 2000, but I put it back in my collection just a couple years ago at a local comic shop. So super glad to have Spawn issue 1 back in my collection. Next up, we have Tomb Raider Witchblade. And this book is significant because it's the first appearance of Lara Croft in comics. I got that from my buddy Nate. It's Natrix over on Instagram. Couple years back now. But super glad to have this in my collection. First appearance of Lara Croft in comics. Next up is another book I bought at Heroes Con a couple of years ago. This is Wonder Woman issue 200. The oldest Wonder Woman book in my collection currently, but hopefully this year I'll add 198 and 199 to my collection as well. Next up we have Green Lantern 48, the first appearance of Kyle Rayner. My favorite Green Lantern. No disrespect to Hal Jordan, I am a Hal Jordan fan, but Kyle Rayner was almost the Green Lantern when I first started reading. My first Green Lantern comic was issue 46, the tie-in with Reign of Superman. And just a few issues later, Kyle Rayner came on the scene, so the majority of Green Lantern that I read back in the day was Kyle Rayner. So super glad to have his first appearance. And this book was an A-OK for my buddy Tim, the comic collector. Next up, we have another A-OK of a favorite character of mine. This is the first appearance and origin of Booster Gold. My buddy JPL Flash sent this my way several years ago now. And I couldn't be happier to have this in my collection, man. Quite a lot of these books were actually A-OK to me. I've been like super blessed by the community to get some of these Grails in my collection. And speaking of, we have Shazam issue 1. I believe this was the first appearance of Shazam since the Golden Age, which is awesome. And this was an A-OK for my buddy Matt, the boy who had 7. Next up, another book I picked up at Heroes Con a couple years ago. This is one that I was after for a long time. The first appearance and origin of Iron Fist, Marvel Premiere 15. Found this for a great price. It is complete, Marvel value stamp and all. Another book I picked up at Heroes Con a couple years ago, and one that I was after for years. I got this in a trade with Bonafide Comics. This is Superman 199, The First Race with the Flash. This is the second book I got in the trade from Bonafide Comics at Heroes Con. It is Superman 233, Kryptonite Nevermore, the famous Neil Adams cover. Cannot believe I've got this in my collection, man, along with Superman 199. Shout out to Bonafide Comics for that awesome trade at Heroes Con a couple years ago. And at that same Heroes Con, we have Amazing Spider-Man 361. This was an AOK from a friend of mine, Steve Whiting. Awesome dude, and such an awesome book to have in my collection. Venom and Carnage, two of my all-time favorite Spider-Man villains. And speaking of Venom, this was an AOK several Christmases ago from my buddy Matt, the boy who had 7. Amazing Spider-Man 300, first appearance of Venom, baby. I still need to get issue 299 and 301 to go along with this. But I still can't believe I have some of these books in my collection. These next two, I picked up this one at a local comic shop a couple years back. Amazing Spider-Man 121. Another book I was after for years. This one is in rough shape, but I got it for like, I think, $40, which was a big steal for this book. It is The Death of Gwen Stacy. And followed up by that, I finally added this one into my collection 2 years ago at Heroes Con as well. It's Amazing Spider-Man 122, featuring my favorite Spider-Man villain of all time, the Green Goblin, Norman Osborn. And this is Norman's death. Followed up right after Gwen bit the bullet there. Next up, we have another AOK from the boy who had 7, Matt. This is Secret Wars 8. Matt's a wild man. He sent me this book, Amazing Spider-Man 300, and Shazam 1, all at the same time for Christmas. And, man, that was an awesome Christmas. You're the man, Matt. Next up is... I don't know how to describe this book other than to say it's a piece of Superman history. Action Comics 57. This is the oldest comic in my collection. And this book, I can't even put in words what this book means to me. It was an AOK from my buddy Kavi. Panels, pages, and pixels. And I'm at a loss for words just about every time I look at this book, man. So grateful to have this in my collection. Next up, we have another Heroes Con pickup. Bought this, I can't remember if it was 2 or 3 years ago at Heroes Con. I want to say this one was 3 years ago. But it's Action Comics 340, the first appearance of Parasite. Got a great deal on this book. I think it was only like $15 or something. Couldn't believe that. Had to grab it, man. Next up is Avengers 257, and the significance of this book is the first appearance of Nebula. About a year after Infinity War came out, I finally read the Infinity Gauntlet storyline in the comics. And Nebula played such a bigger role in the comic than she did in the movies. So I had to track down Nebula's first appearance. And I think at the time it was only like $5. So I had to snatch that up. If you haven't read Infinity Gauntlet, I highly recommend getting the trade and giving it a read. As good as the movies was, the comic blows it out of the water. Next up, we have the first appearance of one of my all-time favorite X-Men, Rogue. This is King Size Annual Avengers 10. And, man, I had such a hard time finding this. I was originally looking for it in a 9.8. And at the time, the 9.8 was only like $120. But I had no money, so I was trying to save it up. Some kind of goofy speculation hit, and that 9.8 went up to like $1,000. But I still had to have this book in my collection. So I went on eBay and I found a reader copy for like $25. Grabbed it immediately. So happy to have the first appearance of Rogue in my collection. Next up, we have probably my all-time favorite Marvel character. Spider-Man is very close, but Captain America is my #1 favorite Marvel character. And I wanted this book for years, and I never was able to get it. And out of nowhere, I can't remember if it was for Christmas or a birthday, but my buddy Nate, it's Natrix, over on Instagram, sent this book to me, and it blew my mind. Have the origin of Captain America retold in issue 109 from the Silver Age. Amazing Jack Kirby cover. Another book I still can't believe I have in my collection, man. Had to put this in my top 25. Getting into the slabs now. We have the Savage She-Hulk issue 1, 9.6. I remember I bought this back in 2018. And at the time I had no slabs in my collection, and I wanted at least one. I saw this at a local shop, Doc's Basement, and it just clicked, man. I read the story digitally, and it's such an awesome story. I wish the show had done this character more justice, but so glad to have this in my collection. The Savage She-Hulk 1 in a 9.6. Next up, we have the Uncanny X-Men 129 in a 6.0. Picked this up, gosh, maybe 2 years ago now on eBay when I was putting together the Dark Phoenix saga, which I did complete. So happy about that. But this one is the first appearance of Emma Frost and Kitty Pryde, issue 129. Next up, we have the Fantastic Four here. This is issue 45, the first appearance of the Inhumans in a 2.0. I still need to add issue 46 to my collection. I'm hoping to find it in a similar grade or very close to it, so it'll be as cheap as possible. Because I'm not a reseller, I just get these books for my enjoyment and my collection. And this is one I always wanted, and I found a great deal on it a couple years ago on eBay and snatched it up, man. Awesome Jack Kirby cover, by the way. The first appearance of the Inhumans, Lockjaw and the Inhumans, and Black Bolt makes a cameo, I think, on the last page. But his full first appearance and cover appearance is issue 46, so definitely need to get that in my collection soon. Next up, we have the first big Grail I ever bought. And that's Uncanny, or well, at the time it was still All New, All Different X-Men 101. It hadn't switched to Uncanny X-Men yet. But I got this in a 5.0. I want to say 2018, maybe 2019. I believe it was 2019. But is the first appearance of the Phoenix. So happy to have this in my collection still. Such an awesome book. And last up on my top 25, but certainly not least, another Grail of mine that I picked up on eBay, and that is Superman 123 from the Silver Age. And this was the first prototype appearance of Supergirl. Again, got it in a 2.5, and I think it was 140 or 145 I picked this up for on eBay. And it's crazy because I just kind of stumbled upon it. At the time, I was looking for X-Men 4, the first appearance of Scarlet Witch and Quicksilver. And that book blew up crazy because of speculation and just went way out of my range. I couldn't afford it. So I was bummed out and searching eBay, and I ran across this. And man, that just brightened my day up so much. This was about a year before the Kara Zor-El Supergirl came in with Action Comics 252. But that book goes for like way more. And it is on my list of grails to get one day, hopefully. Action Comics 252, the first appearance of Kira Zor-El, Supergirl, and Metallo. But even in a 1.0, that book's like over $1,000, so who knows if that'll ever happen. But I do have her first prototype appearance a year before Kira Zor-El debuted. And that is it for my top 25. Alright, now comes the fun part. Putting all those back away in order. This video was longer than I wanted it to be, so if anybody's actually still with me, I appreciate you guys. And until next time, keep it 9,000.
What did you say his power level is? It's over 9,000!